sir. Okay. Hello guys, Master Theorist here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Dantian breathing. So, most important thing to understand, Dantian is right where your belt knot should be. So when you perform your Dantian breathing, the Dantian is really your diaphragm area. It's your belly button, about 2 to 3 inches below, that's the area that we're focusing on. So when you perform Dantian breathing, this is a Hapkido principle, which actually comes from Kung Fu. It is a way of developing your internal energy. And when your internal energy is strong, you're healthier, you don't get sick as much, and all of your techniques have a lot more power in them. So if you're looking to add that little extra something to your martial arts skills, this is one of the places that you can do that. So the Dantian breathing, when we're performing the movements, you want to focus on, it's very difficult to explain, but it's like pushing the air. So you take a nice deep breath and you hold the breath in, and then you try to push the air and compress it down into this area and focus your mind on this particular area. So that's the most important part of the exercise. Now there are many different types of Dantian breathing, and there's just not enough room in this video to go through all of them. So we're going to stick with the very basic ones, which is a good starting point for you. And we'll stick with some of my personal favorites that we use, or that I use on a regular basis. This can actually be turned into an entire workout on its own, and it is very taxing when it's done properly. So when you're performing this, we're going to start by taking just a nice riding horse stance here. To begin with, we're going to focus our attention on the Dantian here. Now in Chinese they call this the Dantian, which is basically the same thing. And so that's an important distinction, so we're going to do some further research on that. Dantian is the same one. So in this area here, we're going to focus tensing that. We're just going to hold for a moment, and really it's almost like somebody's going to punch in the stomach, and you tense the abdominal muscles, and hold for a moment. And then you try to breathe through the tension. And notice the hands are put over that area as well. That's just going to increase my level of focus in that particular area. So it's a very good dynamic tension type workout as well, which will help to strengthen and tone your muscles throughout the entire body. So if you come in and you want a little bit of some diversity in your training, it's good to come in a little bit early and just do this as your warm-up before class starts. If you do this on a regular basis, obviously there's going to be a lot of improvement to your overall health and your power. But this is a great way to start a workout because it'll make you sweat very, very quickly without doing what appears on the outside to be doing very much, as opposed to, say, jumping jacks or running or things. But it can get you an equal or greater benefit from that. Okay, so from the starting position, just inhale, hold and compress the energy down, and then hold for a moment. Okay, then next, spread the fingers as wide as they can go. Look up, follow them, inhale. And the goal is just to continue inhaling as long as your arms are in motion. So instead of taking one quick breath and then all this movement afterwards, or the other way around, that's not good. So we want to make sure it lasts as long as we keep the arms in motion. So move these slowly so you can kind of see where your breath is at, so to speak. So we're going to see how much inhaling we're doing. We're going to try to slow it down each time that we do it. So if you practice these exercises for, let's say, a year's time, when you get to about 6 months' time, you should be able to move much slower than the beginning. And that shows progress. Okay? Once we get to this position, this comes from our techniques in neck. We're going to push down, hands up here, make sure this tension stays there and your focus stays there. As we push out and putting the hands over, kind of like the Iron Man repulsor rays. You want to think about those shooting out versus zapping. Starting here, pushing out. This is the first motion. But the most important part is to keep the focus here mentally and then also physically by tensing that area. So even though that I'm talking to you, I'm still tensing my area as if somebody's going to punch me in the stomach. So inhale. Push, and then you're going to let out approximately 2 or 3% of your air. And then slowly. Notice my hands shaking a little bit. That's because I'm putting a lot of tension, we call this dynamic tension, into my body as if I'm resisting a big door, trying to open a door that weighs like 3,000 pounds. So inhale. Relax. And relax. Okay, now I do usually 2 to 4 repetitions of that one exercise. The next exercise is the same. We're going to use the same basic stance and concept for it, but we're going to change the arms. Instead of going forward, we're going to change the arms to going outward, upward, and downward. And I do a little bit of variating of which direction I move in. So I might go from here to here next, and then out to here, and then up to here. So the order that you do them is not as important. So next one, we're going to go upward this time. Sit low, compress, breathe. And again. Then we're going to go down. And again. And out. And again. Now for some additional variety, you can go ahead and take one arm at a time and repeat the whole sequence of movements again from one side. Even putting the arm in this position and pushing out and pulling back with one, so you've got a little bit of action on one side and the other side. Or you can just stick with one arm. It's totally up to you. So, and the other side. And out to the side. Other side. Up. Other side. And you can come back down one more time, two hands. On this one here, it's hard to see from the front, but the idea is imagine your back becoming round like a turtle shell. And your shoulders kind of shrugging forward, so you have what we call a concave chest or hollow chest, and push down as if somebody were going to strike you in the back. So in some forms of martial arts, in the old school ways, you don't see it as much today because of the nature of how people think and behave, especially in our culture today. A lot of that's been removed, but actually in a lot of systems, when they would do this, at this point, they would be struck on the back with a stick or some hard object to help develop their power, so that they can withstand a full power kick or punch in part of their body. And the same thing from the front. It would be here as the strike came from this place, maybe a bamboo sword or a large stick of some kind. Same thing. And we push out to the side, striking the arms and the shoulders here. So that by the time that this person practiced enough, if they get into a real altercation, very little things that their opponent would do would hurt them. So the Dantian breathing is very important, very beneficial. And one additional benefit, you can kind of hear how I'm out of breath a little bit just from what I've done. It is wonderful for attacking the asthma. If you have asthma in your system, if you're suffering from asthma, this will help you cure it, as it did for me. So just practicing this a couple of times a day, there's a lot of benefits.
So this next breathing exercises will be for power breathing, right? This is how to create power, how to do, without having to go, and punch somebody, right? Just from here, how to hit, how to strike, how to create power in small motion from close proximity. All right, so let's get shoulder width apart. The first time I'll talk through it, we'll do it, and then the second time we'll do it without talking. So we're gonna breathe in, we're gonna come up under the feet, squat into the position, our legs squeezing a little bit, our toes grab the ground, bite teeth, tongue to roof of mouth, palms out, pinkies, thumbs in, right? First one's gonna be strike here, relax, all in one breath, a little bit tighter, a little bit stronger. This is the strongest one. We're really pushing down here. We're really squeezing our legs in. We're really tight. But the top of your body, from your belt up, from your belly button up, has to be loose, except for these two fingers. So we're going to take a deep breath in up. Tight stomach. We're going to go 1. Relax. 2. Relax. 3. Relax. 4. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one being the strongest one. Deep breath in up. do the whole thing without talking. Follow along. Tighten your stomach, bite your teeth, squeeze. Feel power coming through the center of your palms. Deep breath it up. Yep.